Hi there. My name is Adeyinka Makinde. I am a real estate consultant, and my goal is to ensure you get the very best of real estate deals. So, I have put together a series of information that will guide you through your real estate journey and help you make smart real estate investment decisions. Stay tuned. What are we talking about today? So, today I'm talking about things to look out for when you go for an inspection, either to maybe rent a home or buy a house. But today we'll be focusing on renting a home, renting an apartment, and then in our next episode, we'll be talking about buying a house. So, let's take renting a home or renting an apartment as buying a car, a used car, because of course, some must have lived in an apartment before you moved into it. Or if you're lucky enough, it might be a new house. So looking at it as buying a car, a used car, you have to ask the person you're buying from if there's any damage, how long they've been the car from, if the car has, if the car should do stop and start, push and join, all of those things. So you have to think of renting an apartment that way too. So you need to ask questions, ask the agent questions. In fact, bombard the agent questions because you don't want to pay for the rent and then you now realize that no, this apartment is not for me. Ordinary inspection is stressful. So now imagine regretting after going through that stress and then regretting paying for that apartment. So we're talking about things to look out for when you go to inspect an apartment. Now I'm going to talk about this as if we're going for inspection. So we start from the road to the gate to the interior and all. So let's say we're going for inspection. Now let me give you an instance. If I true life story, it was about me. So I was trying to rent an apartment sometime, and when we went there, I didn't drive, we just walked. So the gate we passed through, I saw that the part for cars was locked and the part for if you're just walking was open. So I asked the guy, why did you lock this gate? He was like, oh no, they open it that they're just working for now, that once they're done with whatever they are doing, they will open it. So I was like, okay, no problem. So we went to check the house. At the end of the day, after I paid, and after some time, I realized that you cannot actually pass that gate. You have to go and pass another route to get to the house. And I already paid for this apartment. I cannot go and drag the agent that you didn't tell me this. Now, this this is one thing you need to pay attention to. The road that leads to the estate, pay attention to where you are passing so that by the time you move in, they not tell you no, you cannot pass this place, you have to pass that place. You have to ask the agent, is this the only accessible road? If they are walking on the road, let's ask him if maybe the road they are walking on is where you eventually pass at the end of the day, or the road they are walking on doesn't even lead to your own house. So you need to ask the agent. Pay attention to the surroundings, pay attention to whatever is locked, whatever they put, maybe boundary or something. Ask questions. The more you ask, in fact, the agent at some point might get tired, but I mean, it's your money, so you have every right to ask every question. So now let's assume that you have, passed the road, you've entered the gate. Now pay attention to your compound. Pay attention to the parking space if you have a car, so they not tell you that sorry, the car only takes two and then you have to park outside. So you have to ask that question. Pay attention to the parking space, pay attention to how the compound is, be sure that the drainage is very okay, so you don't have to be entering boats before you enter your house. So ask, like I said, ask the agent. Although sometimes these agents tend to not tell you the truth, but I hope that whoever agent you work with is being honest with you. So yeah, ask him to know how the drainage is, to know whether the water doesn't in the compound doesn't get flooded when it rains. You can even maybe at some point one way or the other speak with the gate man. In fact, I feel like this is the gate man that can tell you maybe the best thing that the agent might probably not tell you, because some of them are maybe even after what they just want to get, and then some are honest enough to tell you the truth. I hope you meet the honest ones. So yeah, ask to know whether the place gets flooded whether when it rains or not. Now we are done with the compound. Moving into the room, once you open the door, pay attention to your walls and ceiling. Be ensured that once you check the ceiling, once you see brown patches on the ceiling, run for your life, because that automatically means that that place is leaky for them to have brown patches. But then if you are able to ask and they say, oh, it is one thing, it is not as a result of leakage or something, fine, you're good. Next, pay attention to your walls. Be sure that there are no cracks on the wall. Be ensure that there are no patches, either maybe green patches or brown patches. Any sign of patch means that wall is faulty, maybe from water or from any other thing you can think of. So pay attention to the ceiling, pay attention to the floor, pay attention to the walls. Another important thing, when you go check a house, try to browse on your phone. Try to maybe send a WhatsApp message, try to go on Instagram, like scroll to see that your internet is good. So you don't have to be climbing on top of your bed before you can use your food, or you don't have to be going close to your window and maybe hang your phone like this, or maybe hang your hang your what's it called, your Wi-Fi in one particular way before you can use it. It can be very frustrating. So when you go, try to browse, maybe send video, or maybe you go live on Instagram, or even like chat on WhatsApp and see how fast the internet is. If it is not going through, you might regret staying in that apartment, because every time you need to maybe do a video call or go on Instagram or go on WhatsApp or even do something very important on internet, the network is really crazy, and then you will just be regretting paying for that house. So, like I said, if you don't want to be a victim of climbing on top of your chair and then maybe hanging your phone in one particular way, try browsing when you go for inspection. Now, another thing you need to pay attention to, very important, ask for the previous NEPA bill. Right? Exactly, ask for the previous NEPA, because you need to be sure that you're not about to carry another person's burden on your head. You need to be sure that the house you're entering into does not have any outstanding bill when it comes to electricity. Because at the end of the day, by the time they come and then they're saying, oh, they want to maybe disconnect the light or something, it's going to be on you, because you are the new occupant of that house. So you don't want to go and pay 1 million naira that is not your own for the electricity that you did not use. So, my dear viewers, ask for the previous NEPA bill. Be sure that there is no outstanding before you move into that house. Because, it can be really crazy, honestly, when those things come up. So please try to ask, because electricity is one of the important things that you need in a house, and you cannot afford to get disconnected from the world. Lastly, although this one you might not get a chance to, is try to speak with the occupant. They are like I said, when I mentioned the gate manager the other time, the occupants in the house are the people that can tell you the truth. Ask them about how the landlord is or the landlady is. Ask them how the compound is. Ask them how they pay for their bills. Ask them how many times they've cut their lights, so you know the kind of compound you are entering. Ask them how they live. Just asking general questions that will give you insight into the compound you are trying to move into. I'm saying this is because there are things that actually happen, and then at the end of the day, you just be angry that how did I find myself in this? I hope this little information I've been able to put together will help you make smart decisions when you're about to rent an apartment or move into your new home, to give you insights on the necessary information you need to ask the agent or the caretaker or whoever is showing you this property. For more real estate tips and information, follow me on Instagram at adeyinka_makinde. Until you see me on your screen again, I remain your #1 real estate investment consultant.